Now batting for the New York Yankees, the shortstop, number 2.
Welcome back. This is episode 177 of the NYYST podcast. I am your host, Christian. As always, joined by my co-host, Chris.
You.
And Stat Guy, Rye.
What up?
What's going on, fellas?
More technical difficulties to this coronavirus bullshit.
Yeah. I can't figure it out.
Technically, Ryan is allowed to be over my house now at 6 feet away from me.
Yeah, I think next week I'm just going to do it by you.
All right, then I have to clean up upstairs because it's a fucking wreck up here.
Well, Ryan, why don't you just tell everybody why you have computer difficulties? Was it something that maybe you were searching online, maybe kind of...
What was our joke with him?
Virus
compilation. Yeah, well,
I
can't watch that kind of stuff now because I plug in my headphones and the sound still plays through my speakers. It's not playing through the headphones.
Your search history gave your computer coronavirus.
Yeah, yeah, man.
We were supposed to record last night, and I overslept
my
it.
Computer.
I passed out at like 6 o'clock, and I slept the whole night. But I did have a nightmare that we did a whole episode, and I forgot to hit record. So now I keep looking over to make sure.
Did you hit record?
I forgot to hit record in my dream. I had a dream.
Did you hit record now?
Yeah, we're good. We're hot. We're live.
You know what I want you guys at home listening to hit? The 5-star rating.
5-star rating and review.
Right there. Boom.
Ryan's hair is looking good and curly.
You know what I got to give 5 stars to? And I watched this the other night. The
Jeffrey Epstein documentary?
No, I have absolutely no interest in watching that. Zero.
You don't want to know the truth.
Just let him. What is it, Christian?
Your brother's a dickhead.
Yeah.
What did you watch?
The Parks and Rec special.
Oh,
was it good?
How was it?
It was beyond any type of expectation I had for it. It was phenomenal. It's one of the top 5 episodes of the entire series.
Come on.
It's not even really in the
one? Or was it just a one-off?
No, it was just a one-off.
Come on, it can't be the top 5.
See, but I said, Christian, the way they had it set up, it's like that could be a real episode. So it wasn't like something that took you out of it.
It's that good.
And it's like a Zoom call, isn't it? Like a Zoom call?
It's a grizzle chat.
Oh, it's on YouTube, I think. So I saw it on there anyway. I don't know if
is everyone in it? Is everyone in it?
The 10 main characters are in it. And then there's
saw John Ralphio in there.
Yeah, he got a cameo, and then there's a few other cameos in there.
Want to know why John Ralphio's in it? Because he isn't in anything else.
He's going to win the Oscar this year for the voice of Sonic, since there's no other movies coming out this year.
He was the voice of Sonic?
Yeah, he's the voice of Sonic, John Ralphio, who I think that's one of the best minor characters on a show ever. So funny.
And here's the funny thing about Parks and Rec, right? What would you say drives a show? Usually the main character, right? Like if you're not down, what are you eating over there? The fuck are you doing?
Picking
Is that a tampon? You picking your teeth with a string of a tampon right now?
No, that's below me.
Oh, you just reminded me.
You need to change your tampon. You can't just walk away with that.
No, you reminded me to get my new stress ball.
So
baseball.
In any show that you get hooked on, right, or that you enjoy, wouldn't you say that the main character really is what hooks you into the show?
Yes.
If there's not a strong lead character, you can't get behind the show.
For most shows, yes.
And the only 2 shows I could say that aren't are the 2 that are similar to one another, and that's Parks and Rec and The Office.
But Michael Scott is a very good lead character.
Yeah.
But I just can never get into Leslie Knope. Like every time I watch that show, I just can't get into her story arc.
Why?
I can't get into her as a character. I just can't. She takes me out of it. But the supporting cast around that show is so good. It makes up for it. Like if they didn't have the supporting cast on that show, I would never watch it. Like Ron Swanson is probably a top 5, especially if you just want to take it down to sitcoms. Top two of all time
All right.
character.
Can I ask you this? And I'm not trying to insinuate, and not trying to say that you're sexist in any way. I'm asking this because most shows from you growing up and even now have been a male lead. Do you think it's difficult for you because it's a female lead? Not that she can't lead the show, but that it's different for you.
I just don't like the character. It doesn't do that she's a woman.
Okay. What other women leads in shows that you love?
How about Weeds? I loved Weeds.
Okay,
I thought
there you go. Bada bing.
What's her name? Mary
Nancy. You don't even remember her name. You
Nancy
fucking
Bowen,
sexist
but what's
shit.
her name?
She was
Nancy
one of my
Bowen.
first big crushes.
But what's her real name? Mary Louise Parker.
Louise.
I thought
Yes, she's
right?
phenomenal.
She's phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Right?
Phenomenal.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go. I was just asking because I love Leslie Knope. I think she's a great character.
Would you?
Would I bada bing bada boom? I don't think so. She doesn't get me going like
So
that.
that's a nope.
That's a nope.
I did tweet out.
Wait, you're asking me about Leslie Knope, right? And not about Nancy
Amy
Botwin?
Bowen.
Because that's a different story. Sorry, Meg.
She was a bit of a whore. Nancy Botwin.
No, she was a little too skinny for me.
around.
She's a little too skinny. She needs to put a little meat on the bones.
When she banged her brother-in-law on the front lawn, somebody's front lawn.
Andy. That was such a good show. But I gotta say, what's her fate? Who did that show? She does Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
Come on, Rye. I say her name.
Jojin.
Kenji
something.
Kenji Jojin, or Joe and whatever. She gets a little too like crazy with storylines sometimes. She loses. Genji Cohen, yes.
I thought the show did
She loses
shift
you.
a
Like
little
Orange
bit
is
at
the
the
New
end.
Black was actually really good until like season 4. And then it was just like, what the fuck is this? And she does that
that's
with
the problem
Weeds.
with a lot of shows that they just go on a bit too long.
Yeah, she does that with Weeds, but if you stick it out through Weeds and you let it come back around, which is a lot easier to do on like Netflix, where you can watch one after the other, you'll know Weeds is one of the best shows ever made. Definitely top 10.
Rod, did you see the Parks and Rec special?
No, I still haven't. I sent you that YouTube link though. I wonder if that's still up.
I don't know if you guys have Hulu. I know it's on there. It might even be on demand if you have cable. It might be there.
You know what I have been watching a lot of binging is Mad Men. I just started Mad Men because
I never could get into
Netflix
like I watched Mad. I binged Mad Men once. I went through it one time. I love John Hamm. I thought he was phenomenal as John. His name's not what the fuck.
Don Draper.
First, Don Draper. I thought he was phenomenal, but the show as a whole is it's just kind of boring.
Yeah, for someone like you, it's boring.
But it's just I appreciate it.
Chris
all.
Stacy,
Like,
a fucking high intellectual.
No,
over there.
it does. I'm not trying to act like I'm better than you. You're just not a character-driven person. You're a storyline person.
It's a character piece. It's a character.
It's a character piece. You're more of a storyline where it needs to be action and moving and this and that. I'm more of a character guy. I like a story.
The editing, the music, the cinematography of it all, like all that extra little stuff is perfect.
I like a
such
story that is driven
when
by the
he-
characters' stories.
when
But I'm only
he
2
is
seasons
not-
in. Don't spoil none.
When he is not on the screen, the show is incredibly boring, in my opinion.
That's fair, but see, in my opinion, he's not even my favorite character.
Do you want to know why I can't watch Mad
Who's your
Men?
favorite character?
Peggy Olsen.
That's not her name, is it?
Yeah, that's the main girl in it. She's so
No,
good.
her name is Peggy, but it's not Peggy Olsen, is it? Isn't Peggy Olsen?
Well, that's her maiden name. So if she
that's
gets
Jimmy.
fucking done,
That's no. I was thinking of Jimmy Olsen from
Yeah, that's-
Superman.
Do you want to know why I can't watch Mad Men? Because by the time I was through like 2 seasons, I'd be smoking 3 cartons of cigarettes a day.
Dude, it is crazy.
I would because when I watch,
it makes me want to go buy some Lucky.
listen, let me tell you something. When an actor is a good smoker, and you need to know what I'm talking about, watch 61, right? Watch 61 when Roger Maris, Barry Pepper smoked. He's a great smoker. He's a great acting smoker. I want to smoke a pack of cigarettes every time I watch that movie. If I watch Mad Men, I'd be 2 cartons deep every time I got through a season.
Yeah, no, it's constant. There's not a scene
second where
without
they
one.
don't.
No,
and I
it
bet you
isn't.
they're really good smokers.
They're all very, very good.
Speaking of John Hamm, I because I finished Parks and Rec. I went back and I caught up on Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, he was on the new season.
The John Hamm episode is so good. Did you see it?
I want to watch it again now that
I gotta
Hamm
catch up on Curb.
The John Hamm
was good.
The John Hamm episode might be a top 5 Curb episode.
Yeah,
Really?
I think I remember that episode being. I said the same exact thing. That was.
I haven't laughed out loud that many times in a half-hour sitcom in God knows how long.
Let me ask you a question. Can I go and watch this episode, or will it? Do I have to watch leading up?
You
can watch if you want, but I would
won't.
recommend because it is a continuous storyline.
All right.
Yeah.
Because like Curb always jumped for me. Like some episodes were very storyline driven, and then others were kind of just like throwaways that you could watch at any time.
You know what's funny on Curb? How they early on in the show they have Ted Danson and what's his wife's name on the show? Cheryl.
Yeah.
They're very flirtatious on the show, and then they bring it back in the new season. It was pretty good.
So if you just want to watch it for the John Hamm scenes, then yeah, but there's a arcing story throughout the entire season.
John Hamm made a baseball movie.
What, the Indian pitchers?
Yeah, with the 2 Indian prospects. Yeah, the prospects from
the
India.
$1 Million Army was called.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Me neither.
It's a Disney movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Aladdin showed up, or what's the other guy's name? What's the monster from Monsters Inc? Sully and Woody. I'm sure they were in there too.
I think they're the other team or something. Monsters Inc.
I mean, we might have to watch $1 Million Arm instead of actual baseball this year if these two sides can't come to an agreement.
You think they ever will? Honestly, I just don't see it happening.
Look, we debated this last week, and I kind of took the owner's side, but at the end of the day, they need to realize something. What's fair is fair. If you want to get the players have to understand this. Get paid for what you do, and the owners need to understand that also. So if you're playing 82 games, you get paid for 82 games. That's just the way I think it should be now.
I agree.
So, and I showed you a tweet that somebody sent out of what this proposal is, that like Garrett Cole would make like $8 million this year,
yes,
based on what the owners want to do, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yes,
but at the end of the day, also, I need to see what the owners are really losing here, because should people take pay cuts right now? In my opinion, yeah, they probably should, especially if you're operating not at full strength due to the virus, right? If you can't operate at full strength, then everybody's got to take a pay cut here. And that includes the owners, that includes the players. But we need to see what the owners might actually be losing here. They can't just say like, oh, we can only afford to pay Garrett Cole $8 million.
Okay.
But why? Where are you coming up with
I'm
that
glad
number?
you brought that up, because this is what I've been thinking all week. If you want me to agree with the half the season, half the salary, fine. I am that far. I think that both sides should agree to that. But here's where I found the loophole in the whole revenue scheme, right? Revenue is not guaranteed in any way. You can look at past numbers and come up with an average, but revenue is not a guaranteed number, right? Unless you want to talk about season ticket holders, but I don't want to get that far in my theory right now. I just want to talk realistically. Let's just assume there's no season ticket holders, right? In my hypothetical scenario right now, and I'll get back to that. There's no season ticket holders. Can you guarantee that one person is going to walk through that door for the season? Realistically, I know there you can say, yeah, of course there's going to be but can you seriously sit here and guarantee me, you can look in the future and tell me just one person or 100,000 people are going to walk through those doors? You don't know.
Can you guarantee that in any year, even without a pandemic? Can you guarantee that anybody's
that's my
actually going to
point.
show up?
No, that's my point. My point is, no, in any given day, any given season, you cannot guarantee me one person will show up. Is it likely? Yeah, 99.999%. At least one person is going to show up to at least one game, but you don't know that for sure. So the fact that they're holding revenue over the players' heads is just idiotic to me, because it's not something that's guaranteed or can be quantified at this point, unless you want to talk about season ticket holders. Now, that's where we want to be more realistic, and you want to say, okay, we have X amount of season ticket holders that are already accounted for that we have to give money back to. Now you want to start talking that, then it's going to be different for every team. And I think that's a lot more fair than doing it just some percentage across the board.
I think the owners want to tie it to revenue because they know they're not going to make as much money this year. So
of course, but my point is, what is the revenue? I mean, what is the revenue?
It's going to be based on ads. It's basically what they're going to make money off of. There's not going to be money that your ballpark is going to bring in by having fans in there.
And okay, here's my number one argument. If I'm a player, are they going to allow fans at any point in the season?
Well,
we don't know. Will they for the playoffs? That would be my biggest question.
Well, here's what I heard yesterday is that the governor of Texas is willing to reopen stadiums at 25% capacity to fans. And I think Florida is also in agreement with that. So think about it like this, right? The Houston
just
Astros,
not to cut you off, I just want to say also, it sounds like New York's getting there too. Like, it sounds like New York, like there's recreational baseball is going to be able to start in New Jersey, and camps are going to be able to start.
You know that New Jersey and New York are two different states,
yeah,
right?
But
You understand?
let's go back to what, if we follow and pay attention, what one of these states is doing, like Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, they've all been following. So I'm saying it's just likely that New York gets there as well.
Yeah, but the difference with New York and New Jersey is New Jersey has no professional sports teams. I mean, technically they have the Giants and Jets, but that's nothing anybody has to worry about right now. The Devils are not coming back because under the NHL's plan to reopen, the Devils are out of the playoff seeding, or the 24 teams that are going to come back. So New Jersey doesn't have to worry about this right now. New York does. The Rangers would be playing. The Nets would be playing. If the NBA doesn't want to do a hub city, or the NHL doesn't want to do a hub city, then they would be playing. Obviously, the Yankees and Mets would be playing. So this is something that is a little bit more in the forefront in New York State than it is for New Jersey.
And what I'm saying is New Jersey seems to be lightening up. So I think that maybe New York would follow suit.
I don't know, but what I was trying to say is that the Houston Astros, who their only form of punishment this season would have been the backlash that they faced on the road, would be one of only two teams in Major League Baseball that would be allowed to have fans in their ballpark.
Yeah, I mean that would put the icing on the cake there, for sure. What would the other team be? Florida?
The Rangers.
And the Marlins, no one goes to their games anyway, so it's
and the Rays too. The Rays and Marlins basically have nobody in their stadium. But I heard that Florida was thinking about it. From what I understand, because listen, to be dead honest with you, I've basically stopped listening to sports talk radio.
Yeah,
I'll at like 3 p.m. like I'll switch over and go back and forth between Joe and Evan and Michael K show, but during the day I can't do it. Gio's getting on my fucking nerves again. I can't listen to him anymore.
Yeah.
I get hot and cold with him, and right now I'm ice cold with him. I can't listen to him. He's just being an annoying guy again, and I can't do I haven't listened to Moose and Maggie since before my kid was born, and she's gonna be 4 weeks old the day you listen. We're dropping this Saturday morning, special Saturday morning pod. My daughter will be 4 weeks old. I have not listened to them since before she was born, and yesterday. I was only going somewhere that was 10 minutes away, and I didn't want to put a podcast on, so I said I'll just do it. I'll just suck it up and listen to them. I couldn't. I almost crashed my car on purpose. You should have. That's how bad it was.
You should have. If you were alone, you definitely should have. But I got to say this: with more and more numbers that come out with this whole thing, and like they're saying, 43 to 47% of deaths now they think came from within the nursing homes. That tells me two things. One, close capacity is not smart, right? And two, I mean, it's obviously more dangerous the older you are, but let's just talk about spreading this thing again. Being in a stadium next to people for too long is definitely not going to be the smartest thing. But I think 25% capacity, if they can do it a smart way and keep people, a certain distance, I think that's feasible throughout all of Major League Baseball. I don't see why that wouldn't be.
Yeah.
And
You have certain gates
look,
open.
if you have an underlying condition and you're older, which is the two biggest things that people are most at risk of a virus that is turning out to be not as deadly as anyone thought. But if you're at risk, you need to stay home. You need to be safe. If you're not, you should be allowed to go and enjoy a baseball game at this point. I think it's smart to keep it at a smaller capacity, even if by the end of the season you got up to 50%, fine. But I think if they can do that in a smart way, it's definitely feasible throughout Major League Baseball to get it to that point. And that these owners need to stop getting hung up on the revenue, because at the end of the day, we're talking about billionaires here who are going to make their money up somehow, some way. And the owners who are worrying about this the most, trust me, are the ones who have teams that are going to make the playoffs, that are going to possibly win a World Series. They're the ones who are worrying about this the most, because guess what? Teams like the fucking Rays, they don't really care about people coming through their stadium, obviously. Right? Obviously they don't, because they never do. As good of a team as they put on the field, they don't. They have a smaller payroll. It's the teams that have these huge payrolls that normally bring people through the door, that normally see success year in and year out. Those are the teams that are going to get hit the hardest during all this.
That's completely false.
No, it's not completely false.
No, it is completely false. You think the Yankees and Dodgers and Red Sox are the only ones that are worried about this?
I didn't say that. I said teams with high payrolls.
Yeah, who has the three highest payrolls in baseball?
Yeah, those are the teams that are going to worry about this the most. They have the most overhead.
But think about a team like the A's. They might not draw tons of people.
They don't care about this.
Yes, they do.
Bro, look at their payroll. You think they're not going to make up their payroll on ads?
From? If they don't,
television.
Okay, Chris, come on.
Television will make up their payroll.
Okay.
Television isn't going to make up the Yankees' payroll.
No customers. They have no customers. Where are they getting their fucking money from?
People aren't going to watch the A's after what they've done year in and year out?
Okay, what about the Baltimore Orioles? You don't think that they want people into their ballpark?
Bro.
They might draw 4,000 people on a Wednesday night, but they're making bank when the Yankees and Red Sox come to town.
Okay, that's a different story.
Look. 30%, almost 30% of revenue in Major League Baseball, and this is from 2017, almost 30% was through ticket sales, was at the gate.
Take away any business. They're losing 30% of their revenue. That's going to cripple them.
Christian.
30%, and that's 30% just from ticket sales. Now think of how much revenue they must generate from what comes next after those ticket sales from vendors.
When people are in the building.
My problem with this argument that you guys are standing on is that you're thinking of it from a Yankee perspective. Think about it from so if 30%
Major League Baseball.
If 30% is people walking through the door, how do the Rays survive? How do the Rays survive? They have no one walking through that door.
The 30%, what pie is getting? How do I want to say this? How much of the pie is being eaten if it's 30% of the Yankees versus if it's 30% of the Rays?
Doesn't matter.
The Yankees
answer the question on any given day.
On any given day.
On any given day.
Who's going to be able to recoup that loss more, the Yankees or the Rays? If you're losing 30% of your money.
That's what I'm saying. It can't be 30% across the board. And if it is 30%, then the Rays' other 70% must be pretty strong if it's making up for it, because they don't have anyone walking through the door. If the Yankees are relying 30% on people walking through the door, that's a lot of people walking through the door. They're getting hit a lot harder by not having people walk through the door.
Yeah, and they still make more money. The Rays would love to take the Yankees 70%.
Okay, what I'm trying to fight for is that the ones who are fighting this the most are the petty ones. You're not hearing about the Rays or the Pirates or the Orioles fighting their players on this. You're talking about the guys who are going to get hit the hardest. They can still overcome it, but you're talking about the Yankees, the Red Sox,
the people who Steinbrenner had to say about this.
Oh, I'm sure he's not too happy about it.
I'm sure none of them are happy about it. Do you know there's only one team in Major League Baseball that didn't make any money last year?
Who's that? The Orioles?
Marlins. No, the Miami Marlins were the only team that didn't turn a profit last year.
Yeah, that shows how profitable some of these other resources can be in Major League Baseball. Well, all I'm saying is if you pull up what the Rays made on ticket sales last year compared to the Yankees, it's not even close.
No shit, Sherlock, but it doesn't mean that they want to.
But-
It's not
Okay, but
they're
what
gonna
I'm trying
lose
to
that
say, hold
money.
on, let me just finish my point real quick. What I'm trying to say is because they're making less of a profit with people walking through the door, they're not getting hit as hard in Tampa than they would be in New York because they still have a good team that people are still going to watch on television. That's my point.
Who do you think is paying more money to air games? The cable companies carrying the Yes Network or carrying Sun Sports or whatever? That's how the Yankees are recouping their money.
No, you're right. I understand what you're saying. But what I'm trying to fight is that the Rays aren't getting hit as hard because their biggest profit turns on television anyway.
Oh, they are getting hit worse because they need the money more than the Yankees do. The Yankees can probably operate still,
but
at
the
a
money's
similar
not
level
there
without
anyway,
their
Christian. That's
tickets.
what I'm fighting. How much money did the Rays make in ticket sales last year?
Enough to cover their payroll.
All I'm saying is the money's not there anyway. So they clearly have stronger resources outside of ticket sales. And they have a good team. They're putting out a good product. They're not the Baltimore Orioles where no one's even going to watch on television. People are still going to be interested in the Tampa Bay Rays.
What is the Rays payroll, Ryan? Can you look that up?
I'm trying to find now how much the Rays made in ticket sales last year.
I'll set the over/under on $10 million.
So let's find their payroll first. $52 million
Yeah.
in 2019.
All right. So let's say they made $10 million in ticket sales last year. That's a huge percentage of their payroll. You don't go walking around seeing people wearing friggin' what's that jackass's name? I gotta get mine. What's his name? Blake Snell. I see people walking around in Blake Snell jerseys. Come on. You see him walking around in Aaron Judge jerseys. You see him walking around in Garrett Cole jerseys. The Yankees are making money hand over fist in other ways. Even though it's a small percentage of people coming through the door for a team like the Rays, they need that money coming in.
Let's see.
I'm not listening to you anymore.
They had about 15,000 per game.
$264 million in revenue. I don't know what that consists of. $264 million.
What? Say that again.
$264 million in revenue.
For who?
For the Rays.
Last year.
Last year, yes.
Based on what?
I don't know. It doesn't really say.
Just total revenue. What
Net
you
of
brought in.
stadium revenue used versus debt payments. Used for debt payments. I don't know. No, that was just a disclaimer. I'm not really sure what it is. It's just showing revenue, $264 million.
So let's take Ryan's 30%, 264 is $20 million more than what their payroll is.
Okay. And now let's take what the Yankees is.
What is the Yankees?
Okay, hold on.
353, I believe. I'll be right back, guys.
That's the payroll, right?
No, their payroll.
No, that was their revenue. I thought you were talking revenue.
Okay, 353 for the Yankees, right? So do 30% of that.
Is less than what their payroll is. That comes to almost $106 million.
Right. So who's taking the bigger hit?
They're losing more money than what they would be losing more money than what they pay their players. The Yankees are not losing more than what they pay their players. The Yankees are taking a bigger hit in terms of money, yes, but they're not
that's
taking
what I'm
a
saying.
bigger hit in terms of what they need to pay out. The Yankees lose $100 million. They're still making more money than what the Rays made last year.
Yeah, but you're not taking into account that you have to cut these salaries in half now. So the Rays are really at $26 million.
The whole point was that you were saying that the Yankees care more, that the Rays don't care. They care. Obviously
I
they
said the
care.
Yankees, teams like the Yankees care more. Why is that not a fair statement?
Because the way you phrased it didn't make any sense. You were arguing that low market teams don't care that nobody's coming to games this year.
No, I'm just saying they care less because they don't normally get people anyway.
No. They don't care less. They probably care more because they need the money more.
Not when they're paying their players half the salary and still getting a big TV turnout. Where you're right, where you're correct, Christian, is when you brought up a team like the Orioles, who make big time bucks when the Yankees come into town. That's really the only time. That's a good argument.
The Rays do as well.
Yeah, not really. It doesn't affect them as much because, like I'm saying, people are still watching Rays games no matter what. No one's watching the Orioles unless a team like the Red Sox or the Yankees come to town at this point.
But I'm going to put it to you like this. The Rays are a small business. The Yankees are Walmart. You can take things away from Walmart, and Walmart's still going to thrive. You take things away from a small business, they got to shackle up. They're going to put padlocks on their doors.
So who would you consider being petty? Walmart complaining or the small business?
I think they both have grounds to stand on.
You wouldn't say that Walmart would be petty when you just said that they'd still be fine?
They would still be fine, but you're still operating a business here. Everybody's got to take
all right. End of the day, my only argument and hill that I want to die on is that I think it's more than okay.
Will you die on any hill like right now?
I'll die on this hill. The 50% pay cut from the salary should be enough for this to get going. It shouldn't have to be more than that. That's my opinion. That's what I would stick with. Anything more than that from the owners, I'm sorry, is just bullshit.
That's what the players thought that they had agreed on, was that it was going to be just a split in half. But then the MLB started to kind of backtrack on that and turn in this whole revenue thing.
And that's where the owners lose me to a degree, is because don't say something and then realize things are worse and then backpedal from it. You're the ones that came out with this.
To be fair, it's like the governors are just not all on the same page at this point, so no one truly knows what's going to happen. And I get that, but you guys are right. They should have, before even proposing anything, it should have just been at least a thought.
They should have never even brought up money. They agreed to pay them through May, and they should have said, we'll revisit it when we get to that point. Not say, we'll pay you through May, and then we'll do this prorated thing. And then now they're looking at it like, we can't really do that. So that's where they should have left it. The owners stuck their foot in their mouths on this one. They should have never even said anything to begin with. They should have said that we'll pay you, and then when that ends, then we'll look at where we're at and we'll discuss it again. And the players should have been fine with that because they just got paid for 2 months for doing nothing. So they should have been fine with that.
Yeah. Ryan, did you have something you wanted to add?
Well, Chris, you said earlier about how I liked your point with revenue, how you kind of don't know where the revenue is going to be generated from, because if you take away the ticket sales, that's 30%. Well, so my biggest problem is then if you're going to build everything based around revenue, that's how you're going to pay your players, then you needed to come up with a way to make up for that loss in revenue, and they just didn't do that. They need to come up with a way to make up for that 30%.
Yeah.
Players.
And you know what? Hold the players accountable for that. Say, look, we're not gonna hold you accountable for any loss in revenue, but we want to hold you accountable for ways we can make up that revenue. We want you guys to be a part of this. We want to say that, look, this season and this season only, if you guys agree to do this, this, and this and help us generate more revenue, we won't take away this, this, and this, or we'll add on to this, this, and this. Incentivize one another. That's a good point. I mean, if you want to make them a part of revenue, make them a part of it. Don't just take away.
Don't just say it's
right.
revenue.
Add value.
What
Add
revenue?
Don't take away value. Right. You're pretty exactly what I was saying is what you're agreeing with is that you cannot put a number on revenue right now. Nothing has started. So you're right. Add value to it. Say, look, from the players, we're not going to ask you to take a pay cut, but we're going to ask you to at least attempt this with us to start to generate revenue, whether that be being mic'd up and this and that.
Maybe you have to do 3
extra
commercials
sponsorship.
this year. You have to do 3 commercials for
I'm
Nike.
more than okay with that. I'm more than okay with that.
And I was just thinking about this because I think his name is Evan Drellick, if I'm saying that correctly. He was one of the guys that wrote the story about the Astros cheating scandal with the Athletic. He made a good point. The Players Association feels like the owners took them to the woodshed in the last 2 collective bargaining agreements. That's how they feel.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be the ones that want to back down on this.
Yeah.
And with labor talks coming up in 2021, this could get ugly here. Not that it hasn't. So basically, the owners are going to have to cave in on this one and just suck it up, because really,
I think they will.
Really, when you think about it, what's best for the long-term future of baseball is playing this year. It has to be. You can't cancel the season based on money. There's people already disenfranchised with this game. And now you got 30 million people out of work right now, and you're going to tell me that people that are making millions of dollars and billions of dollars can't come to an agreement to play baseball?
Yeah, and look, that's a great point that you just made. This is the last argument I have on this, is that the players have all the leverage in the world, right? They cannot move from their stance here. They cannot back away, because the only people who are going to hurt from this are going to be the owners, because every year the owners rely on revenue to pay the players, which means that this year they're going to hurt because they have to pay players and not get revenue. But next year that's going to change. The players, no matter what, are still going to get paid next year. And they're going to be okay missing a year's worth of salary, especially because they just got paid for 2 months of it, right? No baseball player, no legitimate baseball player who has a legitimate contract is going to hurt from not getting paid the rest of this year. Owners are going to take a big hit not having anything, meaning if there's no season and there's no at least TV money coming in and media money coming in and sponsorship, they're going to take a major hit, one that they don't want to take. They'll at least back down and say, look, fine, we won't take the revenue percentage, but let's just play baseball, and they'll still make money. So they need that. The players don't need to play this year. The owners need them to.
That's not entirely
That
true.
is entirely. No, you're talking about players who are making $500,000 a year. And I already ruled them out. I'm talking about players who put people in the stands and players who add,
which is a small minority of Major League Baseball.
I believe the average salary of a Major League Baseball players was around $4 million last year.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's gross, because you got guys like Mike Trout and Garrett Cole making close to $40 million a year.
Okay, so
when you average that with a guy, you take his salary and average it with a league minimum guy, the average is $20 million.
Okay, so you want
to
so if you want to go down that route, then we can say that if the owners continue to be petty like this and we don't have a season, then players can't even continue to be baseball players because they can't afford it this year. Therefore, there's no baseball anymore. Therefore, the owners have nothing. So again, the owners
in the minor leagues, there's a lot of guys that can't afford to be baseball players anymore.
So again, who hurts more not having a season this year? The owners or the players?
Probably the players.
The players? The players. So what? From what you just told me, we're going to have replacement players next year and the owners will be fine?
First of all, you think Hal Steinbrenner is going to have to go on a soup line if the Yankees don't play baseball this year? You think he's going to be hurt and he's going to have to sell some of his horses?
Okay, so let's cancel the season then.
No, why? Why do we have to cancel the season?
Because he doesn't just have billions of dollars. He's not just sitting on billions of dollars in his couch. There's a way. You have a business major, don't you? There's a way this money is accrued and a way it flows through a business. He is going to take a big hit.
He's not going to be hurting. I'm telling you, he's not going to be in a poorhouse.
Okay, and how many Yankee players, how many Yankee superstars right now are going to be hurting?
Yeah, you just said the key word there, superstars.
But the Yankees are filled with superstars. How many players on the Yankees right now are making $500,000? Okay, so get rid of them. We don't need them, right? You're the one who doesn't like him anyway.
Oh, Luke Voigt.
No,
sure,
we don't need him, dude. We'll throw DJ at first. We'll throw DJ at first.
So
we don't need him.
So you see what you did. You just say we only care about millionaires right now. So if you are not you're not a millionaire, we don't care about you.
No. I'm trying to show you that the owners are not the ones in power.
Pete Alonso, right, took Major League Baseball by storm last year. 53 home runs. Fuck him, because he doesn't make $1 million.
See ya.
Right? One of the top young players in Major League Baseball. Fuck him, because he's only making league minimum.
Christian,
right?
if you made $500,000 last year, would you be okay taking a year off of work?
Would I be okay taking a year off of work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably would be.
I think so too. If you were making billions of dollars a year and you had money invested as a true business, would you be okay losing billions of dollars in 1 year? No. Answer the question.
Easier. Yeah, you would be okay. If you had $1 billion and didn't make another $1 billion, you'd be in a lot better situation than a guy that
I'm talking about the business, not the person. I'm talking about the business, not the person.
What's the business worth? Is it still worth $1 billion?
Sure.
Okay, then you're fine. But you're talking business versus person now.
What's the business after it loses $1 billion in a year for not playing any games? Shit, not too good, huh? But you're still paying the players the same amount of money, aren't you?
Are you?
That's a shitty fucking situation to be in.
Are you still paying
the owners need some type of season this year. The players don't. End of story.
That's fucking false, and you know it.
Bro, it's not false.
That's false. The players need the season. They need the season. There's guys out there that need to play this year.
Why?
What do you think $500,000 is after taxes? What do you think that is?
These guys a lot more than I'm making.
Okay. You think these guys are going to support their families for the rest of their lives on that shit?
No, that's one season. They'll still be playing next year.
What happened to all these minor leaguers right now? They're out of work.
Yeah, they'll be playing next year. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah? That all got released? Hundreds of players got released yesterday.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Dozens of guys on Twitter
that has nothing
yesterday.
To do, though, with playing the season or not.
Yes, it has everything to do with playing the season. There's no minor league season. These guys are done.
No, I'm talking about major league seasons.
This is all correlated, though.
Yeah, it's all one thing now.
If they were playing baseball this year, there's no reason to get rid of the minor leaguers. This is just devastated the minor leagues. There's cities that could go under because of this.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, you're right.
They didn't even let it play out to if the season was going to start or not. Like, it didn't even play out to that. So it wouldn't matter if they played the season or not. These guys were still going to be released.
And you're talking... No, they still wouldn't have been released. You're talking about teams like the... So
what are you actually saying right now? You're not making sense. You're saying if the season starts in a month, they wouldn't have been released, so the season's not going to start?
So if they were... I don't understand what you're trying to say.
If it was guaranteed next month, that the season was going to start, these guys wouldn't have been released?
Probably. Who knows? But they did it.
Yeah, because they had to now, no matter what.
Well, right now, they didn't. Nobody had to do anything right now. They did it.
Oh, man.
And you're talking about major league teams not caring about people coming through the stands. Dude, this is how minor league teams survive, is on ticket sales. And now what? They're done. The minor league baseball as we knew it is over.
Done. Good. It was too deep anyway.
Fuck you. I said it on behalf of everybody that was released yesterday. Fuck you.
Listen.
That has to go
if the Yankees don't play at all, if the Yankees don't play at all this year, we will still have the same team next year. You want to know what will change, Christian? The price of tickets
won't be there.
The price of tickets. The price of tickets will change. You know what else will change next year if we don't play any baseball? The price of hot dogs and waters and beers. Want to know why, Christian? Because the owners took too much of a hit not playing any baseball this year. You know who's still going to get paid $36 million next year, Christian? Even if he doesn't play this year?
All right,
Garrett Cole. So you want to know who takes more of a hit?
The players.
The owners.
The players. The players are going to take the biggest hit.
Okay. Then you know what? Anyone listening, if you want to join in on the argument, tag us on Twitter or leave us a review. Who do you think takes a bigger hit if no baseball is played this year? The players or the owners?
Because guess how the owners are going to recoup their money, dummy? They're going to take it out of the players' salaries. So yeah, Garrett Cole's going to guarantee. Listen to me. Garrett Cole's got a guaranteed contract, right? So he's fine. But guess who's not going to be a Yankee next year? DJ LeMahieu. You want to know why? Because Tyler Wade can play second base for $1 million.
Okay.
They're not going to go out there and pay
Okay.
DJ LeMahieu
You are
$15 million.
so right, dude. But you know what? Answer me this. Will someone pay DJ LeMahieu that money?
Nope.
No,
I'm telling
DJ's
you.
done. He'll never be a baseball player ever again. He'll never make millions ever
You know
again.
what? He'll never be paid what he's worth. You think Mookie Betts is gonna make $400 million a year in free agency next year?
Good.
No,
Maybe the market will finally come back down to reality.
If Mookie Betts was a free agent this season, how much money do you think he would have made? About $400
So, hold on.
million.
How much does DJ make a year right now?
Like probably about $12 million.
Okay, so let's just say he doesn't play and he gets released and he only makes $9 million next year from another team, right? Who hurts more, DJ LeMahieu or the Yankees missing out on one of their top players last year? I say Yankees. That's my argument, and that's what I'm going to say. The owners will.
The machine is going to keep churning. Okay, the players are the machine.
Yeah.
The players are the one that this is going to be taken out on. That's why they stand to lose the most. This is all part of.
You just told me the Yankees are going to have to lose out on DJ LeMahieu, one of the best players in baseball right now. So you're telling me that the Yankees are going to take more of a hit when DJ's still going to get signed for millions somewhere?
Okay, now
you're being ridiculous.
You're taking it you're being ridiculous because you're changing the argument. You're saying now you're not talking about financials. You're talking about something that's on the field.
What?
Yeah, the Yankees are going to take a hit.
Yes, it's still the owners getting drilled. It's still the owners that are the ones losing out the most. That's my question. Who loses out the most not having a season?
If DJ LeMahieu's not in the Yankees in 2021, what would you say? They're a last place team now?
Who else can't we pay? Who else can't we pay?
Paxton.
Okay, who else? Come on, there's more.
Tanaka.
Britain, right?
Well,
Chapman.
They haven't. Those are all. No, Chapman's still here.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you just keep going down the list that the Yankees can no longer afford to pay because they decided not to play at all last year, meaning this year. You want to just suck it up and cut the salaries at 50% and just play the game and get the sponsorship ads? You'll be fine. And the players are still taking a hit. They're still taking 50%. So the owners are the ones being petty here.
For what they do, the players should get paid for what they play this year.
Yes,
I think that's the fairest way to go about it.
100%, and that's it. And the owners should just suck it up at that point, take the sponsorship money from television, shut up because they're going to be the ones who hurt more in the end if there's no season at all. Because
when you come down to it, the owners are going to take whatever losses come out of their pocket, out of the players' pocket in free agency.
Okay.
There's guys, Garrett Cole hit free agency. Garrett Cole hit free agency at the right time.
Oh, they're going to be the ones hurting.
That's what I'm thinking. Guys like Garrett Cole, Mike Trout signing a long-term deal. You may never see a long-term deal like that ever again. Yeah, never know.
Garrett Cole foresaw a global pandemic.
Yes.
I should say Mike Trout because he signed an extension.
That's what he gets paid for. He's that good.
Yeah, I mean, you may never see that again, a long-term deal. And I didn't think that this would be the reason for it.
Can we get into the game? I'm so excited.
You're losing the game.
I know. I'm so excited, though. You screwed me last week.
How did I screw you? Explain that to me.
Christian.
Because you missed that on the question.
Can you see Chris on the video? Or is it just the... I don't see him for some reason this whole episode.
Really?
Yeah, I just see the logo, the NYYST logo.
You don't see me doing this?
No, it's just the logo.
Hold on, let me turn my video off, turn it back on, see if that works. Actually, I don't know.
Chris,
all episode.
Chris, you understand that the game is cumulative, so even though...
I know, Christian, I
know. Okay.
Revenue for minor league baseball, it's over 50% generated from ticket sales. So minor league baseball.
Now I lost Chris.
Yeah, I turned my video off for a second.
Christian, did you ever see the movie, the documentary on Netflix, the Battered Bastards of Baseball?
I have not. Is it good?
Ryan said it's really good.
Very, very good, and it's very relevant with all what's going on now with minor league baseball being in jeopardy. It's all about the start of minor league baseball and how it really started, and Kurt Russell's father, actually, the actor Kurt Russell, he was the reason that independent baseball basically didn't die in the 70s.
Not
So
your
it's-
friend, I'm your coach.
I think I heard that story.
Definitely check it out. It's so much more interesting than you would really think.
Do you want to know the only thing Kurt Russell was ever good for in his life?
Miracle.
Yeah. Great movie. Can you see me now,
all right.
Ray?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I see you.
All right, here we go. We're going to get into round 2 of the Battle of the Brothers. Guess That Yankee. After round 1, Stat Guy Rye leads Chris 6 points to 4 points. We'll go over the rules one more time. There will be 8 rounds this week because we only did 6 last week. There'll be 35 players total after the end of 5 weeks. Whoever wins is the champion. Have you guys decided on what you're playing for?
I
I
thought of
already
mine.
made my suggestion.
I thought of mine.
Suggestion?
Mine was that I would be willing to eat whatever hot pepper you guys want to give me, and I'll do it
Okay,
live.
I have a better one though.
If it's
Okay.
fucking shaving my head.
No, it's not. It's not. It's so much better.
All right, what
I
is
get
it?
to choose any color, probably blonde, and you have to do one thick strip of a highlight down the front of your hair. And it has to be like a permanent one. It can't be like one that washes off in the shower. You have to have a strip of that like blonde or pink, I might do, hair, and one of our wives has to do it so that it comes out good.
All right, but what happens to you if you lose?
Whatever he wants. He could choose what I'll eat the hot pepper, whatever he wants me to do.
No, I want you to do that same fucking thing. You have to dye your whole hair pink.
Okay, deal.
No. Loser
That
has to
be
die.
that has to be the shower dye, though.
All right, here we go.
That you have it
Loser-
on for
Wow.
an episode.
Wow.
You have
Here we go.
enough hair dye for an
Loser-
episode.
Loser has to dye half their head the color of the winner's choice. Half. Because that'll look stupider.
How
More
about
dumb.
this? How about it's a tattoo? A small one. And it could be anywhere.
I think we
All right.
should go with the hair dye.
All right, we'll adjust as each week passes, okay?
All right. So
By next week we will
here-
have something laid out in solid.
All right, so here we go. Okay, so you're allowed 3 passes per week. All right, so keep that in mind because if you guess incorrectly 3 times, you lose 3 points. Okay, guess on the first clue, 3 points. Guess on the second, 2 points. Guess on the last one, 1 point. And we're all good with the clues.
Yeah.
The rules here.
Yeah, who goes
All right.
first? Who went last?
Well, no, I said we're gonna play an over under. Or whoever gets closest, I should say, to my stat of the week.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Derek Jeter's career WAR. Whoever shout it out first. Whoever wants.
13.2.
Chris,
16.
you both have absolutely zero respect for Derek Jeter.
What? It's 120?
No, but Chris wins because he was closer. It's 71.3.
Wow. Bada bang.
Chris
Yeah,
gets-
I don't know why I did
Chris
this
gets-
that low.
No,
Chris
I
gets-
was honestly going to say 116. And then Ryan said 14. I was like, yeah, maybe I'm being the one that's like way too off on this.
All right, so here we go. Let's get started. Chris, all right, in 10 seconds, you going to cue up the music or are you going to add it in
No,
later?
I'll add it in.
All right, 10 seconds because you guys took way too long last time. So I have a running clock here. 10 seconds. All right, first player. Okay. I only played 25 games for the Yankees, but I played in each of the team's postseason games in my lone season with them.
Ruben Sierra.
Incorrect. It's that guy, Rye. Do you
Give me
want
the question
clue?
again, please.
All right, hold on. I only played. Oh shit! Did I lose you guys? You still there?
Yeah.
Here.
All right. I only played 25 games for the Yankees, but I played in each of the team's postseason games in my lone season with the club.
Randy Johnson.
No, incorrect. All right, clue number 2. I am a former National League MVP. All right, your 10 seconds are up. Pass or guess?
I have no idea. Cecil Fielder.
No. Ryan, you want the clue again, or you want?
No, it's a former National League MVP. I'll pass it.
All right, Ryan's going with a pass. Use his first pass. All right, final clue. I played 9 years with Pittsburgh before being traded to the Giants, who then traded me to the Yankees.
Why can't I get this one? Oh my God. Please just give me a few more seconds.
No, I need it right now.
Idiot outfielder, pass.
Oh, pass.
The answer is
I hate him.
Andrew McCutchen.
No.
Correct.
I
Andrew
wouldn't
McCutchen.
have guessed him.
Yes, Ryan gets the point.
Wow.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking, who was the douchebag? I guess he came from the Pirates. For AJ Burnett. Was it the AJ Burnett deal? I don't know.
No.
Who was the outfielder?
Yankees
Xavier Nady, I'm thinking.
No. All right, here we go. Ready? So it's Ryan. We're alternating,
So it's
right?
what, 7-4?
Yeah, we're alternating, right?
Yes.
All right, so Ryan, here we go. Clue number 1. I was one of 3 players acquired in a single trade in 2017 that helped bolster the Yankees' postseason run. All right, pass or guess. I need an answer.
Tommy Kahnle.
No, incorrect. Chris. you want
David
the
Roberts.
clue? No.
What? That's wrong. That counts, and that's wrong.
It's not him.
Oh, I hate you so
That's
much.
not even his fucking name.
Robertson, you fucking scum.
Okay, I won the home run derby in 2015 is the clue number 2.
Who's going here, me or him?
No, it's you. It's your turn.
Well, then I
won-
know the answer. And
Is,
it's a little boy from Don's River, and his name is Todd Frazier.
that's
Did
correct.
he play in the
Todd
Little League World
Frazier.
Series?
Well, the clue number 3 was I took a photo with Derek Jeter in 1998. So Ryan's
Killed. This is what happened last time, though, too.
all right, here we
What
go.
is it, 9-4?
Yeah, it's 9-4
David
right now.
Roberts, fucking asshole.
David Roberts.
That was
All
wrong
right,
anyway.
All right, player number 3. I debuted with Kansas City in 1998 and stayed there until I was traded to Houston and had a historic postseason run in 2004.
Oh, hold on. You got to start this over because I thought he's a Yankee.
He is a fucking Yankee. Doesn't mean that's the only place he played.
So say the question again. You're not going to tell me when he became a Yankee?
No, that's just follow.
All
the
right. So
fucking-
listen. So say the question again. I'll listen.
I debuted with Kansas City in 1998 and stayed there until I was traded to Houston and had a historic postseason run in 2004.
Roger
Hi.
Clemens?
No.
So wait, how many points do I get when I get this right?
3.
Carlos Beltran.
Exactly. Carlos Beltran.
Let's go.
Wow.
Bro.
Get that hair dye.
What is it, 12-4?
Like that, get that hair dye. That hair dye.
How are you gonna walk downstairs and show your wife half a head of pink hair?
It's 12-4 right now?
All right, here we go. Player number
off.
4 this week. I started and ended my career with the Braves, and I played for the Yankees and Astros in between.
Is this me or Chris?
No, you're up, Brian.
Started and ended my career with the Braves, and I played for the Astros and Yankees in between. I got it.
Yes.
His name is Brian McCann.
Wow, stat guy right. Buddy. That guy right is running away with the game.
I know. So if you give me these questions from the late mid 2000s on, I am a rocket launcher.
And look what Chris is doing, Googling right now.
Now he's gonna turn.
I'm not
to Google.
Googling. I don't need to Google since you've given Ryan the questions ahead of time.
Okay. You are the worst sore losers
Honestly,
I've ever met.
though, like the kid last week was couldn't even ask him the simplest fucking question. Now all of a sudden he's getting them on first try. At least act like he didn't know about them.
You were asking me. He was asking questions from '96. I was 4.
No, all the players that were on the team between 2000 and 2019. All the players in the game are on.
Okay.
You're just all right. You just don't know the Yankees like.
So what is it? What is it? 15-4.
I got. Is that what we got? Ryan's got 9. Yeah, 15-4 right now. Okay. All right. Here we go. Player number 5.
This is me.
I played. Yes, it's Chris. I played 4 years with the Yankees and hit a combined 84 home runs in my first 2 seasons.
I gotta say this. I'll say this. It's unfair that you have a timer on now because we didn't have a timer last week.
No, because you took.
So
way
I'll
too
say
long.
that it's unfair.
Christian. The timer is perfect.
You hate. Do you like the timer?
right,
or don't
say
like
the timer.
say the question
and I also
again.
know this
Stop
answer.
fucking
so Chris, get it right.
stalling, bro. You stop stalling.
All right,
Chris.
say it again.
All right. I played 4 years with the Yankees, and you better answer this because if Ryan knows it, you're dead. I played
really don't know.
4 years with the Yankees and hit a combined 84 home runs in my first 2 seasons with the team. And I'm timing you so you can't go on Baseball Reference. It's the main reason why we got the timer.
Jason Giambi?
No, incorrect.
Give me the question again, please.
I played 4 years with the Yankees and hit a combined 84 home runs in my first 2 seasons.
You know, they say this guy has potential to be a future manager in Major League Baseball, and his name is Curtis Granderson.
What? Oh my! Woo!
Guy had a great first 2 years for
There
the Yankees.
is
I
no
believe he had,
way.
47
There
home runs
is
his first year as the Yankees?
absolutely no way that he didn't know these questions ahead of time. There's no way possible.
I swear on whatever you want me to swear on, Chris. I had no idea. I just know more than you when it comes
I
to the
knew
Yankees.
that too because we just
in
looked
general.
up. We just looked up his numbers for something not too long ago, and we said out loud, we were like, "God, he had 40 plus home runs his first 2 years with the Yankees."
On my daughter's eyes, I did not give Ryan the fucking questions ahead of time.
On your
Don't be
daughter's
an asshole.
eyes?
You never heard that before?
No.
Get out from under a rock, loser. Wow,
All right,
you're
I'm up.
okay now.
All right, 18-4.
All right.
Good. I like this.
Sweet.
I like
Player
this.
number. All right, here we go. Player number 6. I spent 9 years with the Yankees over 2 stints, where in one of those stints I replaced a legend.
It's gotta be David Robertson.
It is David Robertson.
Oh no, wait, no, it's David Roberts.
Nope, that counts. This is
Chris,
fucked up, dude.
Chris,
I
you want to
quit.
get in? You want to get in on the game here, bro?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Player number 7.
It doesn't matter. This game's 21-4. I forfeit everything.
Bro, there's still 3 more weeks, dude. You can roll off like 8 or 7.
What I'm doing now, you could do
Yeah,
next
you
week,
could do that next week.
but it's 24. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Player number 7. I was a highly touted prospect that hit 4 home runs in my only 18 games with the Yankees.
Jesus Montero.
Yes, Jesus
That was a good one.
Montero.
Yeah, boy.
And
I would
thank
guess that too.
Yes, baseball. Thank Baseball Reference for that answer because I know you Googled.
I
that one
literally
up.
had my eyes closed the whole time.
All right, here we go. Ryan, last player of the week. Chris is on the board now. So here we go. Last player this week. And I don't like that you guys are guessing on the first one because it takes me a long time to come up with 3 clues.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's kind
true.
Okay. All right, here we go. Last player. I was a big money signing, but I had a career 4.79 ERA with the Yankees.
AJ Burnett.
It is AJ Burnett.
You're a scumbag. You are.
That's a walk-off right there.
You're a scumbag. So what? It's 24-7.
Why? Who's a scumbag?
Him.
Why?
Because he's cheating somehow, some way.
All right, Christian, should we tell him?
Yeah, I knew it.
Just kidding, dude. I'm just smarter than you, Chris. I swear.
No, you know what he
This is
did?
just in my noggin.
Because Ryan's headphones aren't working, so it's speaking out loud. So he has diction on Google. So when Google's picking up on what you're asking, it automatically pulls up on his phone.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Google Diction. He hits the microphone and he holds it to the speaker, and you ask the question and it types it into Google.
So what? He can see my clues on my.
No, you fucking asshole.
He's saying that I have a speak to text on, and every time you talk, I turn it on. So
Watch.
Google searches.
Can you see my? Can you see my phone? Hold on. Ready? I'll try and show you guys. I'm gonna hit the microphone button on Google. Ready? Which Yankee was paid?
I literally don't care.
No. I want you to watch this. Ready? Watch. Which high market Yankee had a 4.79 ERA? Oh, AJ Burnett. Unreal.
So you are such a sore loser that you're coming up with conspiracy theories now.
No, that was a hell of a round, dude. I'm honestly,
I
I'm
don't
impressed.
think I got one wrong.
I'm impressed.
Chris got Jesus Montero. That was the only one that
I would have got that too. I think I was gonna go with.
So
Montero.
at the end of 2 weeks of Battle of the Brothers, Ryan is routing Chris right now, 24-7.
I don't like the timer. Like when I watch Jeopardy, I get a lot of questions, but I have to pause.
I love the timer.
I have to pause.
The timer turns my game on. Yeah, Chris is a cheater. Okay, when it comes to games, the kid cheats. He turns sliders all the way up when he's playing video games. And now he's claiming.
What do I turn all the way up?
Sliders.
Sliders.
Turn like the power all the way up when you're hitting.
No, I definitely think the timer is better. It's keeping the game moving faster.
Yeah. No, it's not. Ryan guessing the questions immediately is keeping the game going.
Yeah, I was even throwing in some dialogue
Chris,
in there too.
Do you want me to use more early 2000s players next week for you?
Yes, but listen, can I make an analogy real quick? You know how Manfred wants to make hitting like better in baseball, and he also wants to speed up the game so more people watch. Last week, each time we'd get a question wrong, that was us getting a base hit, right? Because it was prolonging each question, each inning. This week, you struck me out every single question. Bada bang, bada boom. It was a quick, fast-paced game because you got out there, you got the job done, and you came back in the dugout. Last week was hitting bangers each time you got up, and it was prolonging each inning. So what does the commissioner want? Do you want better hitting and a prolonged game, or you want better pitching and a quicker game?
I would like you guys to at least get the first clue wrong, but do it within the 10 seconds on the timer.
Okay, deal. This is a pitch clock we added.
So think about your what you're playing for next week, and now think about how weak Chris's punishment's going to be.
Crazy now
because he's getting his ass kicked right now. Because coming into this week, he was like, "Yeah, I'm only down 2 points. I can do this." But now he's down. What are you down? 17 points right now.
I will seriously. You know what I'm going to do from now until next week? I am going to brush up on all of my fucking.
Well, they're playing on MLB Network. I think it might be over. They were doing 24 hours of Derek Jeter moments. So
4 hours.
Oh, 64, Chris. You got 48 more hours then left.
My dad is actually he's a manager over at Ott Miller Chevy in West Caldwell. You should go pick up your Chevy there. Whatchamacallit, Yogi Berra's son was in today, this morning. They were talking about how they were showing Don Larson's perfect game the other day. He was watching.
I couldn't watch it.
Yeah. He said he was watching that. He's been watching some older clips with Yogi. I think it was 5 years the other day since Yogi died.
It was very historic. I tried watching it, but the video quality is just so awful.
Yeah, it's bad. It's tough. I could always watch that last clip.
Berra's son, his godfather, is Phil Rizzuto.
Really?
Phil Rizzuto.
He's dead. He's dead also.
Yes.
Yeah, he's dead, Chris.
They're all dead.
doom and gloom.
No, that's
over
pretty
there.
cool though. He was hanging out with
Mayonnaise.
Yogi Bear's son this morning.
Just like your hopes in
sold
this
him a car.
game is dead.
I think
no, shit, dude.
Yeah.
That was kind of stuff segue.
Route it, bro. Route it.
It's
Hey,
true.
Mr. Berra, my hopes in winning the game on our podcast are as dead as your father. It's really
Christian, I
nice.
think you got a good future on coming up with game show trivia, though. This could be a good little game you got going here.
Yeah. Okay.
They need
So
this over there.
let's see what we got going on next week here. I'm going to come up with 7 more players, come up with some good clues, maybe stump you guys on the first one. I
I think they should all be from the year 2000.
I'll definitely throw in a player for you, Chris. I'll throw in a player from the year 2000 next week.
Do whatever
okay?
you want.
All right.
I'll have my text to speech on my phone again. It worked wonders for me
Deal.
this week.
Come on, we have kids.
I'll
Let's
do
go.
it. Doesn't
You
matter.
have to milk the baby. Okay. You have to breastfeed.
I can definitely tell that you've never actually fed any of your children now by saying that you milk a baby.
You have to breastfeed the baby.
Uh,
My baby went for the teat today. It was bad. It was embarrassing. But
your
true.
teat.
But true. Yeah, my teat. Yeah.
All right. On that note, let's go home. Thank you for listening to episode 177 of the NYYST podcast. Please follow us on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk. King of the Trivia, Guy Rye.
Go Yankees.
Chris, say goodbye.
Peace.